When you look at many majestic structures and objects, it's hard to believe that humans created them. It's hard to believe that humans could have created a perfect stone weighing more than 1,000 tons, carved a stunningly huge temple into rock, or invented a completely stainless metal. Only non-Earthlings could have done such things. This is Infinity. And today I'll show you structures and technologies of alien origin that humans could not have invented. Who built the Egyptian pyramids? Science claims that professional hired laborers were responsible for that. Theorists believe that an unknown super-advanced civilization or even aliens were responsible for the construction. Sounds crazy, but why not consider such a theory? Besides, the Stone of the South of Baalbek may point to it. In general, Baalbek is an ancient city located in Lebanon. You can find many sites there, but it's the Stone of the South that's considered the most famous and mysterious of them all. One look is enough to understand. This stone is huge. No, it is rather colossal. Its weight is more than 1,000 tons. Length is about 20 meters, width and height are about 4 meters. On top of that, the stone itself is perfectly flat, smooth and hewn. Even in our time, it would be incredibly difficult or even impossible to create such a megalith, let alone the ancient people. It's hard to believe that in ancient times people could have created such a gigantic, heavy and smooth stone without the use of modern tools. It's also difficult to believe that such a stone could have been moved because even with the use of the latest technology, it's impossible to move it. This suggests that the Stone of the South and the other colossal structures in this Lebanese city are the work of extraterrestrial civilizations. Kailasa Temple. What could be more difficult than creating such a huge stone? What about building a temple? And no, I'm not talking about an ordinary temple that's built on the ground. I mean a temple carved out of stone. The most amazing of these temples is Kailasa or Kailasa Temple, which is located in the Indian village of Ellora. Kailasa is considered one of the largest monolithic structures in the entire world. It was carved entirely into a monolithic solitary basalt rock. That is, such a large-scale temple complex was literally created out of rock. The scale, by the way, is amazing. The length of the temple is 55 meters, width 36 meters, and the area of the occupied surface is 1,980 square meters. The incredible scale, as well as the amazing processing of stone, executed with great precision, makes you wonder. Scientists say that the temple was created for about 100 years. This is certainly a lot, but even in such a period of time, it's almost impossible to build even approximately the same structure. Many people point out that it's unrealistic to recreate Kailasa Temple even today using rotary excavators and other modern means. There's only one possible version, though it's crazy that the temple was built by extraterrestrials. Kailasa is not the only mystery in India. There are many mysteries and enigmas in this country. One of them is the Iron Pillar of Delhi. It was erected in 415 AD in honor of Chandragupta II. Unlike Kailasa, which artistry is immediately apparent, this Iron Pillar of Delhi doesn't seem unusual. That's right, but there is one but. It doesn't rust at all. The pillar has stood for over 1,500 years and has never once rusted. This is incredible considering the fact that even now, we don't have the technology to completely protect an object from corrosion for such a long period of time. But then how were the ancient Indians able to create such a masterpiece? Science believes that the anti-corrosive properties of the pillars are due to weather conditions, treatment, and structure of the pillar, as well as a mixture of certain metals that change the physical properties of iron and do not allow it to rust. It sounds logical, but it's not clear what exactly are the properties that protect the pillar from corrosion, and why scientists have not been able to determine them accurately. Either the ancient Indians by accident created a combined anti-corrosive material, or the pillar was created by aliens. Kumbh Mayo. There are many interesting aqueducts in the world, but Kumbh Mayo is probably the most unusual and mysterious of them all. It's located 20 kilometers southwest of the Peruvian city of Cajamarca, about 3.3 kilometers above sea level. The aqueduct, which is 8 kilometers long, is attributed to the Incas. Science believes that the Incas built it about 3,500 years ago. The most striking thing is that any obstacle in the way of this aqueduct was simply ignored. In other words, the aqueduct runs right through big rocks in some places. How is this possible? How is it possible to build an 8-kilometer aqueduct running many meters through solid rocks? The fact that visitors from outer space could have been on Earth is indicated not only by all of these incredible buildings and objects, but also by very strange and suspicious artifacts scattered all over the planet. Stay tuned. Soon you'll see several mysterious artifacts that may very well be alien. Bulla Island Balls. In the Caspian Sea, off the southeastern coast of Azerbaijan, there is Bulla Island. That's how it was called until 1991. Now it's called Kerezir. It was on this island in the 1970s of the last century that mysterious balls, strange spherical formations, were found. Scientists have found here 21 balls, each of which had the same structure. The balls are clearly divided into 2 equal halves by an incision. Scientists involved in the study of meteorites drew a parallel between these finds and the already well-known wolf's egg iron, also known as the Salzburg cube, because the incisions on the balls were similar. After studying the composition, the scientists concluded that the balls were based on aluminum, and less than 20% of the structure was some kind of monolithic alloy of magnetite particles. The complex structure of the spheres completely excludes the possibility of their natural origin. 21 balls of exactly the same diameter, regular shape, and symmetrical separation by incisions. All these arguments prove that the mysterious balls from Bulla Island could not have formed in a natural way, and that most likely they were not created by humans at all. Mask. Many meteorites of different shapes and sizes fall to Earth, and this surprises no one, but some meteorites are still able to surprise. The most mysterious of them all is an iron meteorite called Mask. It was named for its unusual shape, which resembles an ancient mask. The meteorite was discovered in the Kalahari Desert in Botswana by a local resident. Quite impossible to take an unusual find for a meteorite at first sight, because it has a symmetrical shape with slits for the eyes and a protrusion for the nose. In this regard, many theorists believe it's not a meteorite at all, but a mold of a humanoid creature which somehow ended up in the desert. Klerksdorp spheres. In Africa, you can come across not only alien masks, but also alien spheres. These unusual corrugated spheres were first discovered by miners in South Africa decades ago, and workers have been finding them regularly ever since. These spheres vary in structure. Some are homogeneous and composed of an alloy unknown to modern science, while others have an unknown white spongy substance inside. One way or another, they all have one element in common: grooves running down the center. The age of the rock, in the depths of which miners continue to find these mysterious spheres, is about 3 billion years old, so people certainly couldn't create these balls. In addition, the exact composition of the spheres is unknown, and their purpose remains a mystery to scientists. Given all this, it's not surprising that many people believe that the Klerksdorp spheres are alien artifacts. Phaistos disk. Despite the fact that the Phaistos disk was found as early as 1908, it still puzzles scholars to this day. The disk, discovered on the island of Crete, is an interesting monument of writing. The terracotta disk, about 15 centimeters in diameter, contains 241 words, created from 45 separate characters arranged in a spiral. Scientists believe the disk could belong to the Minoan culture of the Middle or Late Bronze Age, which means it could have been created around 1700 BC. That will be all right, but there are a few nuances. Firstly, the type of clay from which the disk was made is not found in Crete. Secondly, the writing on the disk is not related to any of the local languages. And thirdly, the writing itself is still a mystery. Thus, the true purpose of the Phaistos disk remains unknown. Some believe that it may have been used to depict notes. Some believe that the disk is an ancient calendar, and some believe that it may even been a typewriter. That's all, guys. Do you believe in alien technologies and artifacts? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and see you later.